if, for, and while function. Conditional statements execute on the basis of conditions specified. Conditions are if, for, and while conditions. First one is if. In if, we have if else and elif. Let's check what if else is. If else is used to check conditions and decide which part of your code should run based on whether the condition is true or false. By conditional statements, you ask your script to do certain actions based on conditions. If conditions get true, what action to do, and if false, what condition to do. For example, if score is greater than or equal to 50, print pass in block 1. That means if score is greater than or equal to 50, action to perform is to print pass. Else, control go to block 2nd to execute the condition print fail. Let's say, so for the value of 40, what is executed? Here block 1 condition is first evaluated, which is if score is greater than or equal to 50. Our score is 40, which is less than 50, so condition is false. So the control will jump to block 2 to evaluate else condition, which is asking to print fail. So the output is fail. Let's take another value. The score is now 51. Python checks again condition in block 1 and execute action in it. So for score 51, condition is true. So block 1 condition action will execute it and it will print pass. Here the control will not go to block 2 because the block 1 conditions is true. If else statements are the foundation for making decision in your program. Now let's extend our conditional statements with elif, which stands for else if. Elif is used when you have multiple conditions to check. It is always placed between if and else. You can have many elif statements in a program. For example, if x is greater than or equal to 0, print positive. Else, print negative. But there is one special condition in between if and else, that is elif. Elif, x is equal to 0, then print 0. Usually, elif helps to handle multiple possible conditions cleanly in your code. Let's say for x is equal to 1, code will run like if x is greater than or equal to 0, here condition is evaluated to true, so it will not execute next conditional statement and execute the command print positive. Let's take example 2. So if x is equal to -1, then first it will check if x is greater than or equal to 0, which is evaluated at false in this case because x is -1. So the control will go to second condition. If elif x equal to 0, so again the condition here is false because x is -1. So now the control will go to the third condition, which is else. That is, directly execute the statement because there is no more condition after that. Else is saying directly to print negative. For loop. A for loop is used to iterate over a sequence like a list, string, or range of numbers. It executes a block of code for each element in that sequence. The loop variable can be any name, but commonly we use I or item to represent each element. For example, in devices list, we have R1, R2, and R3, three items or three element in that list. For item in devices, print item. This is our program. So it will print R1, R2, and R3 on execution. So here, the Python go through each device in the list and prints it one by one. At first, the control goes to device 0, then device 1, then device 3. Here I mean by device 0 means device and the item in the device at position 0, position 1 and position 2. Loop variable name here we took item. It's an arbitrary name and you can take any name here. It can be XYZ, ABC or anything. For loops are extremely useful when you want to perform repetitive tasks on multiple items without writing the same code again and again. While loop. A while loop keeps executing a block of code as long as a Boolean expression remains true. It will continue running until the condition becomes false. For example, x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 1. While x is less than or equal to x means until y is less than or equal to x, keep on printing y. So it will print here in the first execution 1 because y is 1. Then increment y with 1. So now the y becomes 2. After this, the control will go up to the while statement. And again it checks whether the mentioned condition is true or not. Here x will remain same as specified above, x is equal to 5. But y is now 2 as incremented in the program below. So y is still less and not equal to x. So again print y will be executed. This continues till y is equal to 5. Once y is more than 5, control will get out of loop, and this is how the while loop works. Let's understand this with another example in upcoming slide. Take two variables, I and total, having value assigned as 1 and 0 initially. So loop statements start with while I is less than or equal to 2, execute the below action. That is, increment total with I and increment I with 1. As initial value of I is 1, while conditions become true. And controls goes inside the loop to execute the next statement. That is, increment total with the value of I. So the new value of the total is equal to total plus I is equal to 0 plus 1, that is 1. Then the next statement, that is increment I with 1. That is new value of I is equal to I plus 1 equal to 2. After this, again the control will go to the while statement to evaluate the condition with new values before it come out of the loop. The new value of I is 2. So the condition is still evaluated as true. So loop will continue to execute. Control will go inside the loop. To increment the total by value of I, which is 2. So new value of total is 3 now. Similarly, the new value of the I will be 3 while executing the next statement. And again, the control will go to the while statement to evaluate the condition again with new values. Now I is 3, which makes condition false. And hence loop breaks here and control get out of the loop, which is print statement. Print total, which is 6. So now the output is 6. Part 5. Review if, for, and while functions. In this part, we review how to create if statements as well as for and while loops. We are going to practice this on VScode. Step 1. Create an if-else function. So for this, create a file if vlan.py in the module 1 folder. Take two variables, native VLAN and data VLAN. Assign integer 1 to native VLAN and 100 to the data VLAN. So what our condition is saying, if native VLAN is equal to data VLAN, print the native VLAN and the data VLAN are same. Else, print the native VLAN and the data VLAN are different. So let's check how our script execute and giving the result. Here we have to select the Python interpreter. Okay. So now see, the native VLAN and the data VLAN are different. Let's assign the same value to native and data VLAN and check. See, it is giving the result the native VLAN and the data VLAN are same. So if condition and else condition are executing fine. Step 2. Create an if-elif else function. Let's create a file name if.acl.py. Let's have a variable ACL num is equal to what is IPv4 ACL number. So what it will take, it will ask the user or prompt the user to insert an ACL number, and that ACL number it will consider or it will convert it into integer. Okay, so this variable is an integer type. Now what our condition is, we are specifying a condition. So what it is saying, if that number which user enters is greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to 99, then print this. So if ACL number lies between 1 and 99, print this is a standard IPv4 ACL. Elif, if ACL lies between 100 to 199, print this is an extended IPv4 ACL. Else, anyhow, if both the conditions are not true, print this statement. This is not a standard or extended IPv4 ACL. So let's run the file. ACL number, suppose I'm entering a 5. This is a standard ACL number. Again run 101. This is an extended IPv4 ACL. Again run, entering 999. This is not standard or extended IPv4 ACL. Step 3. Create a for loop. Create a file name forloop.py in the module 1 folder. Here we will create one list named devices which consist of 5 items: R1, R2, R3, S1 and S2. Create a for loop. What is our for loop is saying? For item in devices, print item. So for item, this is the arbitrary name of items in the devices. It can be anything. Item, ABC, XYZ, anything. So what is saying? For any item in the devices list, print the item. So for first, for item, it will go to sequence number 0 in devices. Then the control will go here and it will print that item, that is R1. Again, the loop will execute and control will go to 4 item in devices, and this time the item will increment to sequence number 1 in the list. It will hold the value of R2. And now the control go to second statement, that is print item, that is printing the R2. Again, the loop will go to 4 and the control will go to sequence number 2 of the list devices. And then again it will print that particular item, that is R3. So it will keep on printing till the last sequence number of the list, till the last item. So let's see how it will execute. See, it is executing item number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's check the second part of the loop. So device is again the list of 5 items, R1, R2, R3, S1, and S2. But now we modified the for loop little bit. So here for item in devices, if R in the item, then print the item. So we put the if condition that if that item consists of R letter in it, then print it. So same, the control first will go to the first item, that is sequence number 0. And then again the control go to next statement, and if R in the item, then it will check this item, this sequence number 0 item is consist of R or not. Yes, the sequence number 0 item of the device list consists of R, then it will print. Then again the control will go to 4 item in devices statement, and here it will check the second sequence number, that is R2. Yes, R is present in that item, then print. Same for the third one. But at the fourth time, the loop will execute for item S1 if condition is not true here. So it will not print that. And for the fifth time also, when the loop get executed, it is S2, so R is not present. So the condition is false and it will not print it. Let's see how it will execute. See, it only print the R1, R2, R3 based on the condition gets true. So let's quickly check one more condition. So here what it's saying, again the device is the list of items, consists of 5 items in it, and there is one more list that is named switches, and which is an empty list. Now we put the loop, for loop, what it is saying, for item in devices, if S is present in the item, then append the switch list. Okay, switches dot append item. So append this switches list with the item. For first item in devices R1, if S is in the item, that is false, then it will not append. Again the loop will go to the for item in devices. So here it will read the second item. If S is in the item, no, R2, S is not present, then it will not append. Third time again, the control will go to for statement, for item in devices. Now it will read this. So devices S is in the item, no, then it will not append. The fourth time for item in devices, the control will go to S1. If S in the item, yes, then it will append this switches list with S1. And fifth time, the same thing. And in the end, after the loop complete till the last item, the control will get out of the loop and it will execute the next statement, which is a print statement here. So print the switches. Okay, so this is the switch list. Print switches. So let's execute this. See here. So for more clear, let's clear the terminal and this, and now I will execute it again. See, S1 and S2. So it will print just the S1 and S2. Step 4. While loop. Create a file called while loop in the module 1 folder. So the script is asking first the user enter a number to count to. So it is asking one number from the user and again converting that to the integer. At first statement, the script is asking to enter one number from the user and then converting it to integer. Now giving initializing one more variable y is equal to 1. Now here while loop starts. So while y is less than or equal to x, print y and then increment y. After incrementing y, again the loop goes to while again. And then it will again evaluate the condition, print y and increment y. This loop keep on running until and unless this condition is true. Y is less than or equal to 6. So let's execute this. Let's enter x is equal to 3. It will print 1, 2, 3. Let's see how. First, I entered number 3. Okay. The first statement it is asking me to enter one number. Now it converted that to integer. I already entered an integer, but again, float or something or decimal point if user is entering, then it will convert to the integer. Now y is equal to 1. So here the loop start unless and until y is less than x, keep on printing y and increment the y. So here y is equal to 1 and I entered x as 3. So yes, this condition is true. So it will print y, that is y is equal to 1. Now the new value of y will be get incremented. So now y is equal to 2. Again, the while the control go to while loop and y is less than or equal to x. Yes, because y is now 2 and x is already 3. This is how the loop goes on till the condition is true. Here, let's modify the script little bit. Instead of using while y is less than or equal to x, we will use true condition. So while the condition is true, keep on printing y and then increment y. And after that, the control will go to again if condition that if y is greater than x, then break the loop. So let's take one input and execute the script and try to understand. Suppose I insert 5 as the value of x. So it keep on printing from 1 to 5. Let's see how. So when I enter x is 5, it convert the integer to integer. So already I entered an integer, so not a problem. So y is equal to 1. This is one variable initialized with 1. While true, okay, while loop will goes on till the condition is true. Second statement, print y. So it print the initial value of y, 1 here. Then it incremented the y. Now the y is equal to 2. Again, it will evaluate y. Y is greater than or equal to x? No, because y is 2 from this statement and I entered x as 5. So 2 is greater than 5? No. Then it will not execute break statement and the control will go to while again and the condition is still true. So it will keep on print y, that is y is 2, the new value of y from the last loop, and again it will increment y is equal to 2 plus 1, that is 3. So 3 is the new value of y. So it will keep on incrementing y and printing the y like that till the y is greater than or equal to x. So let's modify the script, add another while loop at the beginning of the script, which will check for the quit command. So here, what we are doing, instead of uh, keeping the input function out of the loop, we start from the while loop again, and there are nesting while loop inside. So here, first, what the script is saying that run the while loop till the condition is true. Okay, till the condition is true. So first, the loop will start and the script will ask the user input, then evaluate that user input. If this condition is true, then it will break the loop. If this condition is not true, the control will go to the next statement. It will convert the user input to integer. If it is not an integer, then it will increment, it will take one variable, it's already assigned with value 1. Now evaluate true. Again, there is a nesting while loop. So the condition, it will keep on looping the statements until the condition is true, and it will print y. So y is already 1, so it will print 1 and increment 1 with 1. That is now new value of y is 2, and the same thing which we discussed already in the last script. So let's understand with uh, giving some input and running the script. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The result is same, but only the logics, we twisted some logic part. So here, when I enter the 5, so this condition is not true. So the control didn't get to this statement. It will come to this statement. So already I entered the value 5. So it will not convert. It's already an integer, so it doesn't matter. Now the value 1 and the y is 1. Increment, it's printed the y. So y is 1. Incremented the y. Now the new value is 2. So y is greater than x. X, I entered 5. So y is greater than 2 is greater than 5. No. So the loop keep on running the same. Let's enter to satisfy this condition. Instead of integer, I will enter q or quit. See, there is no printing of integer because when I enter q, the next statement is true. Once this is true, the control go to break, and here the loop gets break.